Since Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu's death last year, Nze Ozichukwu stepped in as the President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo worldwide. Chukwu, appointed to complete Imo State's tenure after the death of Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu, pledged to ensure a credible, peaceful election of his successor in January 2025. The election, which was held on Friday, produced a former senator representing Rivers East at the National Assembly, John Mbata, as the new President General of the Igbo Apex Socio-Cultural Organization. Mr. Mbata was elected at the Ohanaeze Ndigbo General Assembly meeting, which was held on Friday at the Old Government Lodge in Enugu. He was elected by consensus in an election witnessed by the governors of Enugu, Imo, and Anambra states, as well as Senators Chris Ngige, Ben Obi, Victor Ume, and other Igbo dignitaries. River State Governor Sir Siminalayi Fubara also has hailed the emergence of Mbata. Fubara said that the frontline politician's victory at the poll in Enugu on Friday was a testament to his wide acceptance across the aisle as an accomplished Nigerian whose test of character and integrity was exemplary. Meanwhile, Uche Okuko, an indigene of River State, who emerged in an election in Port Harcourt a few hours after the election of Senator Azuta Mbata, has insisted that he is the rightful president. Joining us on the show this morning to discuss the Ohanaeze election, the presence of factions with the Igbo Apex Socio-Cultural Organization, and the zoning of the next President General position to River State, is Honorable Bernard Mikko, former member of the House of Representatives of Nigeria. Good morning, Honorable Mikko, and welcome to the morning show.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Ayo.
Well, Honorable Bernard Mikko, good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Morning.
Two things. The Ohanaeze Ndigbo has now elected a President General and also members of the EXCO. The new Secretary General, in a statement, says, oh, this is a demonstration of the fact that Ndigbo is united, from the South-South to the Southeast to the Midwest. But what we have seen is that there have been reports of factionalization. Okuku says that he is a validly elected president and not Senator John Azuta Mbata. And that too, nobody has ever elected a president of general of Ohanaeze Ndigbo in a government house. That it was an old government house that Senator Mbata was elected by some governors, whereas he was elected in Port Harcourt. And three, he raised the question. He said, is Ikwere part of Ndigbo? Because Senator Mbata, as you know, is from Ikwere in Rivers East. And he says, well, Senator Mbata is not an Igbo man, that he is a more authentic man, Ukuku, that is. Now, can you help us clarify all of this and the alleged factionalization of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, even if it is true that is a turn of River State by the rotational principle?
Yeah, Ruben and the crew in Lagos, I thank you very much for this opportunity. You see, the main focus of the organization, Ohanaeze Ndigbo, is to foster unity among the Igbo nationalities, cutting across anywhere they may be. If you go down the history of the organization itself, you will find out that they started as a Igbo Lagos Union, you know, to host Dr. Francis Akanu Ibiam, you know, in the early 30s, you know, who was being trained in UK as a medical doctor. The hosting then and the unity of the Igbos was very important, as at the time there was an epidemic in Lagos, the bubonic plague, that had more than 94 fatality rate, you know, in the country. So it was very important for them that they are having a medical doctor among them. That was in the early 30s. Now they have progressed from that time to 1943, where Zik, they changed the name to Federal Union, to Igbo Federal Union. With the constitutional amendment in Nigerian colonial history, they started progressing. And in December 1948, they elected Azikiwe as the president. Then going to the Civil War that time, when Ironsi was elected, took over as military, he banned all political associations, including cultural unions. And after that, they came again together, the Igbo elites came again together to rejig the Igbo Federal Union and change its name to Ohanaeze Ndigbo in 1979. You see, the main focus was unity, not division. So the main task, in answering your second question, the main task Senator Mbata, has now, is to bring all the factions among the Igbos, together and make peace, so that the harmony and brotherhood among them will be achieved. Not only among the Igbos, you should also look at, reaching out to other regional leaders across the country and deploy soft power diplomacy using our economic and cultural influence to get preferred outcome of what the Igbos stood for. Because if you have done business outside Nigeria, there is a xenophobic attack. Migration has become a major issue in the world. Igbos live largely in the diaspora. More than 150,000 Igbos live in Cameroon, in Gabon, in Equatorial Guinea, in Canada, and all these places. And if you are doing business in any of these countries, and there is a problem with a Nigerian national, whether it's Igbo, Hausa, or Yoruba, there is possibility that you could be attacked. So the work that has been cut out for Senator Mbata, is to unite not only the Igbos, but reaching out to other regional leaders, to unite Nigeria, so that we can deploy, as a non-state actor, we can deploy our soft power diplomacy, to put Nigerians together. I think that is the main thing.
No, you have not responded to the point made by Okuku, saying that he's the authentic president, and saying that an Ikwere man like Senator Mbata is not an Igbo man. Those two issues, you sidestep them. Can you address them from time?
Let me address the issue of, Ikwere. We used to have a Port Harcourt division, in Old River. We have 5 divisions in Old River State. And the Port Harcourt division, you have the old Ikwere people. Before you have Obiakpo and all this, you have Ikwere division. You have Port Harcourt, you have Ikwere division. So Okuku himself is from Ishoku. He's an Ikwere man. And somebody's identity from what, as a child, you tell your son, you carry your child to a school or anywhere, you say, this person is from this ethnicity. You tell your child, tell people that you are from so-and-so place. When the child grows up as an adult, he knows where he comes from. He will tell his own story. So it is not for any other person to begin to tell the story of Senator Mbata, where he comes from. He knows where he comes from. He knows his ancestry. So I don't know how to respond to him, but the stakeholders of the organization, they have conducted an election, and that gave him the legitimacy, and has been congratulated by what I will say that let the senator, like every other organization, let the senator now bring everybody together as a peaceful union or peaceful organization and achieve the aim for which it was founded in either you can say in 1933 or either in 1979 when the name was changed to Ohanaeze Ndigbo. So if he does that, then there will be no need for anybody to begin to, and of course, you know, in the large ethnic group like that, you will see people, you know, looking for attention and craving for that attention. It is now the job of Mbata and the leaders, you know, to come together and solve that problem.
Honorable, I take it that you are a Senator Mbata man. But the other point made by Okuku is that old government house is not where you elect the President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo. There's also a question about place, about venue.
Well, you see, these are non-state actors, and non-state actors does not operate on their own. They operate with state machineries, you know. If you go back to history, as I said, the states are the key stakeholders because every association, whether cultural or socio-political or socio-economic, they engage the state to achieve what they want. And if he's on the other side of the aisle, you know, creating separatist activities, how does he hope to influence government? You know, diplomacy is about influencing the government. And Senator Mbata has the humility, the glamour, the finesse, you know, to achieve all these things. I was with him in the National Assembly in 1999. Before then, I have known him to have all the qualities that can take his ethnic nationality to where it intends to go, and not creating divisions or distractions around the corner. Yes, he's entitled to his opinion. You know, the most important thing in life is change. If elections to the position were held in the past in some other places, when the stakeholders meet, or when they met, and they decided that this is where it's going to be, if they have held it outside the traditional headquarters of the Igbo people, they say, oh, why was it held in that place? But for the stakeholders to come together and do it where they did, I think that grants it legitimacy than the one that was claimed elsewhere.
All right.
By any other person.
Well, that could be challenged, Honorable. I understand you saying that the people who gathered would grant it legitimacy. But according to the grouse of Mr. Mr. Okuku, he says that according to your constitution, at least what is known in Ohanaeze, it is where it has been zoned to that you have the election take place. And that by having it in the Enugu government house, you are politicizing what should not be put down to politics. And that if they want to do anything, at least do things right, change the constitution. Then also even the legitimacy of Honorable of Dr. Mbata saying that he was not involved in Ohanaeze Ndigbo for so long. When did he join as a member? Has he hosted any community event? So these are some of the accusations, not just from Mr. Kuku, but other sources who have come out to say that if you're going to be leader, then you have to be accepted by the people that you're going to lead. And that he doesn't have that general acceptance. He doesn't have that wide acceptance. He has not been involved for so long. They don't know when he became a member. He has not held activities. I don't know if you can challenge these thoughts and give us, grounds as to how long has Mr. Mbata been a member of Ohanaeze, at least a paying member? Has he done events or championed? Mr. Okuku said he championed the fact that Ikwerre people should be recognized as Igbo people. Where was he when all this was happening? These are some of the questions that have come up, that they are trying to use political muscle to push him in, but it is not a political matter at all.
Ayo, thank you very much. In the struggle for power all around the world, sometimes it is not those who started it that will benefit from it. If you look at the history of the organization itself, you find out that people like Dr. Francis Ella, Chief Emmanuel Aguma, Dr. Obiwale, these are Rivers people. Obiwale is from the same local government as Mbata. He was a vice chairman of Ohanaeze Ndigbo at some point. And these are all Ikwerre people. of that they have associated themselves with the Igbo ethnic nationality. And as you know, nationality does not, remain. It cuts across territorial boundaries. You have Russians living in Ukraine. You have Ukrainians living in. You have even Ijaw people, living in Lagos. Some of them are Lagosians. Some of them from Ondo State. Does not end in Bayelsa alone. So it is Mbata himself who knows where he comes from. So you cannot challenge that in court.
So very quickly, as we round up, I understand you say you can't challenge it in court, but if you listen to some of the statements from the Obako Ekwere elders from the socio-cultural group who were saying that this is starting to feel to them, their own opinion is that this is looking more and more like an Igbo expansionist agenda. What would you say to that?
Igbo expansionist, I'm saying that the main work, which I think Senator Mbata has now, is to reach out to other regional leaders. They live mostly in the diaspora. Look at the population of Igbos in Ghana. Look at everywhere. So if they reach out to ethnic leaders, to regional leaders from the north, from the west and all that, and they create a national etiquette for our people so that when crime is committed by Nigerians, anywhere, other people are not being held,
Senator Mbata, I'm calling you Senator Mbata, excuse me, Senator Mikko, excuse me. Sorry, because our time is very short.
Honorable Mikko.
Honorable Mikko, my apologies for that. Because our time is very short. Now, you've been referring to the diaspora and reaching out to Ndigbo who are, all around the world. But some people are asking, okay, but what's the agenda for Ndigbo who are here in Nigeria? You look at the sit-at-home that's ravaging the East, and still we're not seeing any headway being made. So I understand your emphasis on the diaspora, but what about here and the issues that we're seeing that, are causing untold hardship to those who are living in the East?
You see, this is the main challenge for Senator Mbata, which I said he has the humility, he has the candor, and has the wisdom to do. This is the main challenge for him. You see, there are separatist movements, there are agitations of hunger all around the world now, not only in Nigeria or you have them in Lagos, you have it in the Southwest where people died in trying to scramble for handouts from some NGOs. So Mbata now has a bigger responsibility, challenge, to now work as a non-state actor, to now work with the states, the Southeast people, and engage the center and see how they can develop policies that can solve all these problems we are talking about. And of course, my friend Chief Uche Okuku has a right to challenge the matter in court. But what I'm saying that there will be no need, to do all that because we are looking for peace. What I will suggest that we work together with Senator Mbata and every other leader that have supported him as a Secretary General in the past, to achieve the dream. Sometimes you plant a tree, you know that you cannot eat from the fruit or sit under the shade. I think that time has come for him. Many Ikuri leaders fought for Port Harcourt State. They fought for what we have today, but they didn't benefit from it. So I would suggest and I appeal to him to shield his sword and to work with people that are now in place.
Well, thank you.
To move the organization forward.
Thank you so much for your time with us this morning, Honorable Bernard Mikko. I'm sure we'll get more updates on this ongoing development. And as you have said, we're hoping for an amicable resolution to this. Thank you so much.